This is the Royals POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Kansas City Royals. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome into the Royals POSTCAST, your go-to spot for live post-game reaction for every single Royals game this season. I'm your host, Chance Liebau, and you can follow me on Twitter at Chance Liebau. That's at ChanceLiebau. If you can't make a show live, don't worry. These episodes will be uploaded for you to listen to on demand wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you for making the Locked On Royals podcast or the Royals POSTCAST your first listen of the day in your go-to place for Royals reaction. Before we get started, remember to subscribe to the channel and turn on our notifications so that you get an alert whenever we go live. Thanks so much for joining the show, and feel free to join our live chat. Let me know your thoughts on the game. I'll do my best to get to some comments because, man, the chat is absolutely bumping tonight. Lots of people in the chat this evening as the Royals get absolutely embarrassed once again by the Angels. At least on the scoreboard tonight, it wasn't too embarrassing. 4-3 to the Angels. They lose yet another series. If you look back, I'm going to pull it up right here because, well, I'm curious. The Royals have gone quite a while since they last won a series against a team that was not the Chicago White Sox. The Royals have now gone since the Rangers series, since they won a series against a team that wasn't the White Sox. And the Rangers were scuffling at that time. And yet, of course, the Royals were able to win that series. Man, just a really bad performance tonight by all parties involved, except for one, Ryan Bergert. Ryan Bergert shoved tonight. He was fantastic. But it seemed like no one else could press the right buttons tonight for the Royals. Man, that is it. It has just been the Royals get a whopping 0 of 12 with 4 punch-outs from the top 4 in the lineup. The bottom of the lineup did somewhat of its job at times. Ryan Bergert pitched well, I thought. The bullpen, if you take away John Schreiber having his first blow-up in a while, I thought they pitched fine. But once more, the Royals yet again put themselves in a position where they aren't comfortable. This is not a team that's comfortable playing from behind. I've said it time and time again. The Royals are a really good team at pitching with a lead. They're not a good team at playing from behind. We've seen this team time over and over and over again fall behind, and all of a sudden it's just too little too late. And tonight the Royals, against the guy that came into tonight's game, Caden Dana, with an ERA of 10, he gives up 2 hits, 3 base runners in total, 4 strikeouts. And as a whole, the Royals had just 9 hard hit balls all night long. So, yeah, that was atrocious. If you would have told me the Royals are going to lose tonight, it would have taken me 2 guesses to tell you how they lost. And tonight was one of them. And let's get right into it. It's exactly what you'll be talking about.
This is what you'll be talking about.
It's the same thing we've been talking about. We talked about it yesterday. We talked about it Sunday. We talked about it a little bit on Saturday. The Royals offense is in a drought right now. I mean, a significant drought at this point of the campaign. You are seeing a stretch from Vinny Pasquantino in which he is 3 of 31, 0 extra base hits, 2 double plays, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. That is atrocious from a guy that is hitting the 3-hole every single game for the Royals since his Player of the Week. But, yeah, this has been a long time coming for Vinny. He's really struggled. The at-bats, he is just free swinging up there. He doesn't have any kind of approach. You can tell that the accolades are kind of getting to him a little bit. I don't know. I just have not been impressed by his plate appearances. He continues to be a hole in that lineup. Maybe I'm being too critical of Vinny, but man, at first base, you got to hit. There's no such thing as an elite defender at first base. Anybody can play first base. So for Vinny to not carry his weight at all, like at least on a night unlike tonight with Bobby Witt Jr., at least when Bobby's in a slump, you're at least getting elite base running. You're getting great elite fielding. Obviously tonight that wasn't that way, but once again, Vinny Pasquantino just struggling, and he's a massive black hole in the middle of that lineup. Frazier had struggled. Nick Lofton pinch hitting for some reason. You get a double play from Kyle Isbell, caught stealing from Bobby Witt Jr. The Royals tonight had just 6 base runners. They were able to score 3 of them. They had a double play and a caught stealing to get the other 2 base runners out. Hey, congratulations, Royals. They only left 3 runners on base all night long. I guess they did have an error that a base runner reached on with Isbell, but man, I'm at a loss for words with this offense right now because they just continue to make mistakes, and I'm getting tired of it. And it's a long season. Sometimes things happen, but my biggest point of frustration last night was the fact that they continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over again. They're beating their head against a wall, and we sit here in the position we are tonight, and the Royals make the same mistakes once again. You don't hit with runners in scoring position. You go 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position tonight. You strike out 8 times against a AAA caliber pitcher. You get an 0 for 12 from your top 4. You don't put hard contact on the ball. You have 9 hard hit balls all night long against a bullpen that was without Kenley Jansen. So now we're talking about the Royals pitching staff. I thought Burgert was great tonight. John Schreiber should be able to get a mulligan because he's been really, really good this season. But instead, we're sitting here talking about a Royals loss because once again, they failed to do the bare minimum offensively. And we're sitting here, and at some point, the pitchers are going to get blamed to a certain degree. But man, just increasingly frustrating watching this Royals team hit their head against a wall over and over again. I mean, why is Nick Lofton pinch hitting? Why? Nick Lofton in his career is a 195 hitter as a pinch hitter, 527 OPS. This season, as a pinch hitter, Nick Lofton is hitting 173. Why are you hitting him in the 9th inning in a massive spot with a 1-run game against a mediocre bullpen piece in Reed Detmers? I don't give a bleep that he's left-handed. You went to Carter Jensen last night. Why are you going to Nick Lofton tonight? He's horrible in these situations. You pride yourselves on being an analytical team, but you fail to even consider the most basic analytics, which are batting average, on-base percentage, on-base plus slugging. They fail to even look at those because they're too busy looking at the basic analytic that is, well, Nick Lofton hits right-handed. Well, man, I bet Carter Jensen could go up there, hit right-handed at some points, have better ABs than Nick Lofton because he's been absolutely atrocious this season in pinch hit spots. He's not a good hitter. He's not a major league caliber of hitter. So why do you continue to throw him out here? Hudler made the same comment. He strikes out looking. I mean, just watching balls go down right down the barrel of the plate. And he's like, man, if you aren't going to swing, they'll send you back down. I mean, you can go watch pitches in Omaha for all that you want. I mean, you can have an all-you-can-eat buffet of ball 4 in Omaha. But when you're in Kansas City, the expectation is to get on base and put up an AB. I believe it was a 3-pitch strikeout for Lofton, which should be an absolute – there should be some kind of kangaroo court for Nick Lofton on that last at-bat. Called out on strikes. I mean, he sees strike 1, called strike on a curveball, 2 balls in the dirt with a pair of sliders, called strike 96 right down the middle, and then called strike 97 miles an hour. Man, Nick Lofton, you make the league minimum, which isn't a lot compared to other major league players. There's a 6-figure job out there that I'm sure any of us would love to have, to go out there and watch balls go right on by you. That is just an atrocious at-bat, trailing by 1. It's all he does now is pinch hit for some reason. He's not good at it, but it's the only thing he'll do, and he's not going to put in any kind of effort whatsoever. So yeah, I'm going to get very, very livid when I see that time and time again from Nick Lofton. 173 as a pinch hitter this year. He's been terrible, and he should never take an at-bat again at the major league level. Never. I mean, he's horrible. There's no reason to even have him on the roster anymore. So I'm heated just watching this Royals team over and over again make the same mistakes that are the reason why they're 70-69 instead of being in a playoff spot against a watered down American League wildcard race. So that's my take on the offense. But when we come back, the pitching staff is not going to be left out to dry. We'll talk about them and also the elephant in the room, which is the Bobby Witt Jr. error. That's coming up next here on the Royals Postcast. Hey, Royals fans, are you still paying full price for gas? Stop leaving money behind. Get real cash back every time you fill up with the free Upside app. Simply download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play right now and start earning cash back at the pump today. Use my limited time promo code SEASON and get an extra 25 cents back per gallon on your first fill up. You can make up to $300 a year just from buying the gas you already need. At first, I thought it was too good to be true, but it's totally legit. Real people are getting paid just to make their daily commutes, and you can too. Plus, you can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Don't let this offer drive on by. Download the free Upside app now using my limited time promo code SEASON for a limited time 25 cent per gallon bonus. That's promo code SEASON. Offers vary by user and location. Go to theupside.com for terms and conditions. Today's episode is also brought to you by Gametime. There's nothing like catching a baseball game live. The energy, the crowd, the chance to see your team in person, but actually getting tickets, that's the tough part. Queues, login screens, surprise fees. It takes all the fun out of it. That's why I use Gametime, the app that gives you the advantage back to fans. Gametime is fast, easy, and backed by the Gametime guarantee. You'll always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best price. Plus, all fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. The app made it super simple. I could even see the exact view from my seat before buying. Fees are included. Know your total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Gametime app today. Today's episode is also brought to you by Monarch Money. Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. That's why there's Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or your phone. Monarch is built for people with busy lives. If you put off organizing your finances, Monarch is for you. Monarch does the heavy lifting for you. You can link all your accounts in minutes, see clear data visuals, get smart categorization of your spending, and finally feel in control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. You can identify that you aren't saving as much as you thought. Monarch helps you notice an inefficient investment allocation and discover forgotten 401ks from past jobs. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with the code LOCKEDONMLB. All right, I said it. The pitchers were going to get it. They were going to get theirs. I was fine with the decision for Matt Quatraro to take Ryan Bergert out after 87 pitches. Ryan Bergert is right now the most I think he's the most valuable asset the Royals have on the pitching staff. He's a young pitcher with 6 years of team control left, but he's also he's only thrown more than 6 innings, or he's thrown 6 innings once in his entire career. I don't think that it was a bad decision to take him out. I also don't think it was a bad decision to go to John Schreiber. John Schreiber has been really solid all year long. He has also been really, really good with runners on base. So the reason to go to John Schreiber, and you could say, well, you got to go with the vibes. You got to go with the vibes. The vibes were dictated beforehand. I was really happy they're going to Johnny Leverage. I like John Schreiber in that spot. If you don't, that's your own prerogative. But I like John Schreiber in that spot. He obviously gives up the 2-run homer to Joe Adell, who should be intentionally walked the rest of the series. Then they also had Lucas Erceg come in the 8th inning, and Lucas Erceg has not been sharp since the All-Star break. I think there are a lot of Royals pitchers that are having some fatigue issues right now, and Lucas Erceg could be one of those guys. He did not look great today. He gave up a hard hit ball on the double to, I'm trying to remember who it was that hit the double off of him. It was, I guess it was Yohan Moncada hit the double. He gets to third base, and you get a slow roller to Bobby Witt Jr., and Joe Adell's a really fast runner. I mean, I think that, and I'm going to look at Savant right now, but Joe Adell is one of the faster runners in baseball, if I'm not mistaken. It's a really tough play. They credit him with an infield hit. I believe that was the right call by the scorekeeper, because Joe Adell this season, looking it up on Savant, in terms of sprint speed, I mean, he's 60th percentile. So he's above average in terms of his sprint speed. He's a faster player than the average major leaguer. And Bobby just doesn't come up with it. And I think it was an error, whether it be a mental or I think it was more of a mental gaffe than anything. And you hate to see that for Lucas Erceg in that spot. And you knew the Royals were going to lose after that. They end up having another opportunity in the 8th inning. Kyle Isbell gets to second base after a wild pitch. Yeah, Bobby Witt Jr. up at the plate to redeem himself, and he can't hit 90 poo right down the flipping middle. And then Vinny Pasquantino in the middle of an 0 for 31 stretch. And I understand you're going to say it. Well, he had 12 pitches in the AB. Well, those are 12 pitches that he didn't put into play and score a run. He's 0 for his last 31. And then in the 9th inning, I thought Taylor Clark was fine. But at some point, the rubber has to meet the road, and this team has to start winning games. I said it. They have to win 5 in a row if they want any kind of hope at a playoff spot. Now, I think at this point of the season, it's September 4th it's going to be September 4th tomorrow. You know, I would just say it's open tryouts for 2026. Who can you go into 2026 knowing is a staple in your lineup? Is Jac Caglianone a guy you can rely on for 162 games or, 150-ish? Is Carter Jensen ready for the big leagues? Is Michael Massey just a flash in the pan this month, or is he going to be more reliable? You have a lot of questions to answer, and there's no reason to be running out Randall Grichuk and Nick Lofton, who you know the answers, because those are not big league players that are on the Royals roster in 2026. You need to find answers for next season and figure out what you need, what your shopping list will be for the 2025-26 offseason, because this team just ain't it. They're not. Yeah, they have some pitchers on the shelf, but so does every single team in the majors. It's not a good excuse. They are just not good enough at this point, and they won't be good enough next year unless some serious changes get made, not just on the field, but off the field as well with hitting coach personnel. The Fire Zumwalt talk has died down a bit. I think that he is on his last hurrah. I think there will be an overhaul of the Royals hitting staff here come 2026. But that's just an unsighted source. I don't have any inside information there. But again, another frustrating loss for the Royals. If they get swept by the Angels tomorrow, man, I don't even know what tomorrow's show is going to be like. I might have to have the bleep button ready, because it's just not good enough for them to be doing what they have been. But I appreciate you guys for being here. If I forget to mention it tomorrow, there will not be a postcast on Friday. I cover high school football here at ESPN Wichita, high school football play-by-play. That's my number one job. And so I'll be doing high school football play-by-play that night. Jack, who would usually fill in for me, well, he's going to be doing the Chiefs postgame show up at 810 WHB, so he won't be able to do it. So there's just not going to be a show on Friday night, which I'm sure a lot of you guys will probably just be tuning into the Chiefs. So we'll be back tomorrow night and Saturday, just no show on Friday. And we will see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Click the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel. And if you're new here, turn on notifications, because we want to be here with you every single night, win or lose, rain, sleet, or shine. We just had a big hailstorm hit here in Wichita, and we were able to hop on here. So appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow for another edition of the Royals Postcast.